You've been running from it for years, the pain, the truth, the version of yourself you're terrified to face. But there comes a moment when your legs give out, when the exhaustion wins and you finally turn around. And what's been chasing you? It's not a monster, it's you. The you that you abandon. You stop. Not because you're weak, not because you gave up. You stop because something inside you finally whispers, enough. And for the first time in years, you hear it. The silence hits you harder than exhaustion ever could. It's the kind of silence that doesn't come from the world. It comes from within you, like the quiet that follows a long war, the quiet that exposes everything you tried to bury. You turn around, and standing in the wreckage of your life is you, not the version the world sees, not the version you've been performing, but the version you abandoned a long time ago. The one who remembers every truth you tried to outrun. It doesn't speak. It doesn't accuse. It just watches you with eyes that say, I know who you really are. And somehow that's scarier than anger. Your chest tightens, not with fear, but with recognition. Because deep down, you know this moment isn't new. You've felt it in every relationship that fell apart, in every opportunity you sabotaged, in every success that felt like it belonged to someone else. You've been living a life that looked acceptable, a life that felt safe, a life that required you to shrink just enough so no one would question you, including yourself. But safety has a price, and the bill always comes. It didn't arrive in one dramatic collapse. It arrived in quiet ways. Friendships fading, passions dying, dreams shrinking. You didn't lose yourself overnight. You lost yourself in small, forgettable moments where you said, not today. Maybe next year. It's fine, I don't need this. Until one day you woke up in a life you didn't recognize, and now you're here, on your knees, in your own wreckage, facing the version of yourself you left behind. No running, no excuses, no armor, just you and the truth. You want to apologize. You want to explain why you quit on yourself, why you chose comfort over courage, why you became someone smaller, quieter, easier to love. But there are no words, because now you understand. You weren't running from failure. You were running from possibility, from the terrifying truth that you might actually be capable of more, that you might have to become the person you've been pretending not to be. And that kind of responsibility is its own kind of fear. The abandoned you finally moves, not toward you, but away from you, turning its back the same way you turned your back on it for years. The panic hits instantly. That cold, familiar fear of losing something you didn't realize you needed this badly. But it doesn't leave. It just stands there, facing away. A mirror of what you've done to yourself. So you do the hardest thing. You stay. You don't chase. You don't bargain. You don't fall back into old performances. You sit in the discomfort. You sit in the uncertainty. You sit in the grief of realizing you abandoned the only person who ever truly knew you. And slowly, your abandoned self begins to listen. You see it in the way its shoulders soften, not forgiving you, but acknowledging that you stayed. You take a breath that reaches deeper than you expected, and without speaking, you say the words you've never said. I'm sorry for leaving you alone. The air shifts, not dramatically, but enough. A hand reaches back, not fully, not confidently, but honestly. A hand that says, I'm not ready to trust you, but I'm willing to try. And that's the beginning, not of some magical transformation, not of instant healing, but of the real work, the work no one talks about, the work of coming home to yourself. It's slow, it's messy. Some days you'll want to run again. Some days you'll forget everything and fall back into the familiar, because your nervous system thinks familiar means safe, even when familiar is killing you. but now you know better. Safe isn't the same as alive. You reach further. Your fingertips finally touch. And the moment they do, the truth hits you. You're not broken because you're weak. You're broken because you spent years carrying a version of yourself you refuse to acknowledge. And when your abandoned self turns to face you, really face you, you see it clearly for the first time. It's tired, not from being wrong, not from being flawed, but from waiting. Waiting for you to stop pretending. Waiting for you to stop performing. Waiting for you to choose honesty over acceptance. Waiting for you to choose yourself. You don't embrace, you don't celebrate, you just stand there. Two halves of the same soul learning how to trust again, and slowly, that abandoned part of you begins to merge, not disappearing, but reintegrating, becoming part of you again. The strength you lost, the truth you buried, the fire you dimmed to stay small. You feel the weight of it, not as a burden, but as a return. This isn't victory. It's not even healing. It's something deeper. It's the beginning of becoming whole. You take one step forward, not running, not escaping, just moving into a life you don't have to perform, into a version of yourself you don't have to abandon, into the terrifying, beautiful possibility that maybe, just maybe, you're enough. Not when you fix yourself, not when you earn it, but now, here, as you are, human, hurting, healing, becoming, and finally, home.